Good morning and welcome to the Manhasset 26-27 School Year Board of Educational Organization Meeting. Would everybody please rise and join me for the pledge? Allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all. We'll begin the meeting with our ceremonial swearing in of our new trustee, Jenna Rizzo. She was sworn in as of the 1st, but for public purposes, if she can please reaffirm now. Yep.
It's fine there?
Yep.
I, Jenna Rizzo, do solemnly swear that I will support the Constitution of the United States and the Constitution of the State of New York, and that I will faithfully discharge the duties of trustee of the Manhasset Board of Education from July 1st, 2026 to June 30th, 2029, according to the best of my ability.
Thank you and welcome. Thank you. Congrats. As of this time, I'd like to ask that we have a nomination for the Board of Education President. Nadia, can I have a second? All in favor? Congratulations. Okay. I would also like to call for the nomination of the Vice President. Do I have any nominations, Nadia? Second? Allison, all in favor? Congratulations. Nadia, would you please read the oath and raise your right hand?
I, Nadia Giannopoulos, do solemnly swear that I will support the Constitution of the United States and the Constitution of the State of New York, and that I will faithfully discharge the duties of President of the Manhasset Board of Education from July 1st, 2026 through June 30th, 2027, according to the best of my ability.
Thank you. Maria, can I ask you to do the same, please? Vice President?
I, Maria Pescatori, do solemnly swear that I will support the Constitution of the United States and the Constitution of the State of New York, and that I will faithfully discharge the duties of Vice President of the Manhasset School Board of Education from July 1st, 2026 through June 30th, 2027, according to the best of my ability.
Thank you. I will also be swearing in Dr. Christopher J. Pelletieri as our interim superintendent for the 26-27 school year. If you can please raise your right hand and swear in, please.
I, Dr. Christopher J. Pelletieri, do solemnly swear that I will support the Constitution of the United States and the Constitution of the State of New York, and that I will faithfully discharge the duties of interim superintendent for Manhasset Schools from July 1, 2026 through June 30, 2027, according to the best of my ability.
Thank you.
Thank you. All right, Blue. Thank you.
At this time, I will be turning the meeting over to our new president. Nadia, take it away.
Good morning. Welcome to another Board of Education meeting. It's Monday, July 13th, 2026, and this was our reorg. I'd like to call for a quorum. All present? Perfect. Nicole, 5. We just had our swearing in. Dr. Pelletieri, it's been an honor having you for another year. Thank you for everything that you've done for us.
I'm looking forward to working with the board and your leadership, Madam President.
Thank you. Jenna, welcome. And Maria, I'm really excited to work with you, Mariana and Allison, and really excited for this year together and with our cabinet as well. Okay. On to our appointments. Oh, we did that for district officers. Oh, Nicole. Nicole, do you get sworn in also? Okay. Okay. That's our pleasure too. And our committees. Should we
Yeah, you can go through. You can.
just read them?
You don't have to read all the names, just this committee is appointment on Committee of Special Education.
Okay.
Yep.
Okay, so we're appointing our committees, our Committee on Special Education. Got it. Preschool Special Education, the chairpersons of Section 504, Audit Committee members, and this is all posted online. Board Member Liaison Committee appointees.
Madam President, if I could jump in right there for a moment. I know that we have several committees. We have Audit, Finance, MAC, School SCA, Tower, PACE, Economic Opportunity Center, EOC, Policy Committee, Safety Committee. I know there was talk about creating, Ms. Bruno, Dr. Bruno, you brought this up, I think, creating a committee or subgroup of the board to work with the local municipality, the Civic Association. You just talk about that for a moment?
Yeah, so the Manhasset Chamber of Commerce is a active and vibrant organization and very important organization that supports our local businesses. But in addition to that, they are actually involved with the school insofar as many of our students volunteer for a lot of the activities. I know, having supported them this year a little bit more closely, all of the businesses were really willing to come and support our career fair, which was a nice addition. And so we'd like to make sure that we have a continuous and fluid support between our school community and our local businesses with the Chamber of Commerce. So it's a way for us to communicate and update our community at the school with what the Chamber is doing. So for example, last night, I was unfortunately not able to attend, but it was a successful al fresco where they closed off the street on Plandome, and were able to have the businesses come out and support. And so the entire community, I heard it was a huge success.
Do we have, I believe there are members of the board that would be willing to serve as committee liaisons or?
Correct, that I've been doing it, and I'd be happy to continue being that liaison, but I'm sure they'd always welcome support.
Excellent. And there was another committee that we had discussed, potentially a working subgroup for curriculum. That didn't make it on here, but I would like to bring forward having Dr. Chowsky head. We'd have two members or one member of the board. Would we be saying two? Okay, at most two members of the board. And we can commit to those that next time we come together, we'll put it on our next agenda. But that's something I think we need to do as a community to start to bring forward some, I know there's been concerns raised around curriculum, and I think that'd be a good forum for us to utilize. This way the board has liaisons, the community members would be part of it. Dr. Chowsky, again, would lead it, and we'll talk more to the particulars as we move forward.
Yep, I recall that, and I think we were thinking of it would be an academic, academic affairs. Just the title, we'll have to confirm. Dr. Chowsky.
Workshop that.
Yeah, yeah, just to accurately reflect the work and any participation that would be interested. I think that would be great.
I think it's the right way to flow concerns. And when we are disseminating information about new curriculum and whatnot, it should go through that curriculum committee, curriculum alliance, however we want to.
Would love to incorporate AI in there.
Was working on it on vacation, so there you go.
No. That's what she wants to do. I tell her all the time not to do that. Yeah, I tell it not to answer emails or read emails, things like that. They all do it. Yeah.
We need to let AI do that. We can go on and on with this, but no, but yes, we will continue to take a very thoughtful approach, similar to what we have done in the past. And I think the, academic affairs or curriculum committee would reflect that thoughtful approach.
Thank you, Dr. Chinopoulos. So we can jump back in then. I just wanted to bring that up there. Appointment to other district positions. I think I interrupted you at E. Sorry.
You didn't interrupt me. You're helping me, and Nadia is just fine. Sure, yeah, that's a good idea. So should we do that now?
Excellent.
Are we, oh, so we should just, are we at the end of that? No.
What letter, Nicole? Okay, so right now, at this juncture. Yes, okay. So we're gonna take a vote on those, all those A through, 1 through 4.
Okay, so all in favor of 1 through 4? That's 5, Nicole? Thank you. Okay, now with the number 5, board member liaison committee appointments. So is Audit Committee, Allison O'Brien Silva and Jenna Rizzo. CAC Finance, Maria Pescatori and Allison O'Brien Silva. MAC Athletics, Maria Pescatori and Mariana Bruno. SCA, School Community Association, Maria Pescatori and Jenna Rizzo. Tower Foundation, myself and Mariana Bruno. PACE, Special Education, myself and Jenna Rizzo. EOC, Economic Opportunity Center, Allison O'Brien Silva and Jenna Rizzo. Policy Committee, Maria Pescatori and Mariana Bruno. Safety Committee, Allison O'Brien Silva and myself. All in favor? It's 5. Appointments of other district positions. And then here, should I go through all of these or?
Nicole, we don't have to name everything, do we? We don't have to name them all, yeah. Then we can post them, yeah, so asbestos compliance, you can read just through the.
Oh, and just not name
Yes,
the
yeah.
person. Asbestos compliance and hazardous.
Materials designate.
Okay.
Right.
Materials designee, assistant district clerk, deputy district clerk, attendance officers, central treasurer for extra classroom activity accounts, certifier of payrolls, data privacy protection officer, designated educational official, Dignity Act coordinators, McKinney-Vento liaison, Medicaid compliance officer, purchasing agent, assistant purchasing agent, records access officer, records management officer, section 504 compliance officer, district chief title compliance coordinators, building title coordinators, trustee of Nassau County Schools Cooperative Self-Insurance Plan for Workers' Comp for the 26-27 school year. All in favor? Nicole, that's 5. And then appointments of professional service providers. And here are,
Recommended action.
okay, be it resolved that the following 26-27 appointments be approved, including approval of agreements for Frazier Feldman, LLP as General Counsel, Capital Market Advisors as Tanz and Bonds Counsel, Sereni and Associates LLP as internal auditors, and RS Abrams and Co. LLP as external auditors, Denise Longobardi, an external claims auditor, CBIZ Valuation Group as a fixed asset property insurance service. Be it further resolved that the board president is hereby authorized to execute said agreements on behalf of the board.
I think we can vote now.
Okay, all in favor? That's 5. Approval of agreement with Textbook Central. And attached is their contract. Appointment of other district positions. And these are professional service providers. Be Be it resolved that the following 26-27 appointments be approved, including approval of agreements with the Orthopedic Associates of Manhasset, Professional Athletic Training Services, PLLC. Be it further resolved that the board president is hereby authorized to execute said agreements on behalf of the board. All in favor? 5-0. Resolution to renew the 403B retirement plan. Be it resolved that the Manhasset UFSD District maintains that Manhasset 403B retirement plan adopted on the 11th day of December 2008 by the Manhasset School District's Board of Education. The board desires to renew and amend the plan with a revised fee schedule attached. Therefore, the board president is authorized to execute the contract and any necessary documents. Omni 403B, UFS, Manhasset UFSD, the contract was uploaded and is attached on our board docs. All in favor? 5-0. We're up to G, financial authorizations and designations. Subject line signatories. Financial authorizations and designations. The board president and the board vice president are hereby made signatories for the school year July 1st, 2026 through June 30th, 2027 for all legal transactions. The treasurer's signature must appear on all accounts payable checks. All accounts payable checks in the amount of $25,000 or more. A second signature must appear on all checks. The assistant superintendent for business is authorized to co-sign accounts payable checks and also to release external wire transfers. I guess I'll go through.
You could do these.
Right.
Yep.
Number 2, establishment of petty cash funds. Petty cash funds shall be established and maintained at amounts not to exceed those indicated below and shall be supervised by the individuals named below. Sineev Jopra, Central Office. Richard Roeder, Secondary School Office. Jessica Zimmer, Shelter Rock School Office. Chad Altman, Muncie Park School Office. Number 3, designation of depositories. The banks and trust companies. Oh, sure. Sorry about that.
Okay, it's actually a question for Gerard. Those dollar amounts are so small. Can you provide any color to that? I mean, yeah, do we need, does it account for inflation, like a little bit more? I mean, that's $100.
I think that is that is the limit of $100. What happens, it's a rolling $100, so it'll always get replenished. So if you spend $25, you can put $25 back into it. It's a rolling. What normally happens is it goes, they'll wait until it gets closer to zero and then replenish it, but it's a rolling $100. So it's not just like $100 for the entire year, just 100 at a time.
Okay, just making sure that the building, I mean, those are some of our building level colleagues so that they are.
No, we could, Gerard, let's just check, because someone else raised that to me as well. So let's just check and see if there's,
I'm gonna check, but I vaguely
Okay.
remember, that
if that
that's
thank you
like
for
the
pointing
limit.
that out.
It's
You give someone a cab ride somewhere, right? Apparently, and you could be spending.
It's just to ensure operating business activity that needs to get done, seeing the names of these individuals, they are those that are running our schools.
Yes,
So-
yes.
Okay,
I'll double check.
thank you, thank you.
Number 3.
Yeah. Oh, and then do those get reconciled at the end of the year? Oh, okay. Designation of depositories. The banks and trust companies authorized for the deposit of monies for the school year, July 1st, 26 through June 30th, 27 are as follows. Company and maximum amount, JP Morgan Chase, 50 million, NY Class, 25 million, Flagstar, 5 million, Capital One, 100,000. NY Class, there's a resolution 7/13/2026. PDF is attached and uploaded to board docs. Number 4, safekeeping and collateralization. Financial authorization and designations. Eligible securities used for collateralization shall be held by the Bank of New York and JP Morgan Chase, subject to security and custodial agreements for the school year July 1st, 26 through June 30th, 27. Number 5, facilities use fee schedule. financial authorizations and designations. And then we have our policy 1500 public use of district facilities PDF attached. All in favor? That's 5. And that was most recently updated in our policy.
Nadia, can we go back 1 second, please?
Sure.
I just want to verify that. Nicole, did we vote on your appointment? Is that approved? I think we need to. Okay, so can we just go back and vote, ask the board to
Sure.
vote on Nicole's?
So we're
we can just
going-
say it, Yeah.
Okay.
Appointment of the district clerk, Nicole.
Okay, so we'll vote on the appointment of Mrs. Rosenberg, our district clerk. All in favor? That's 5-0.
Thank you, thank you.
Thank you.
Did I interrupt you? Did you vote on if it's up through 5, G, H, I? Did we vote on, okay, so now we got to vote on I, 1 through 5. Okay,
So we're up to H.
we are going to vote on G. No, hold on 1 second. I'm sorry. I'm confusing everybody. Okay. Did we vote on G, the financial piece? We did not. So we got to vote on that. Okay. Okay, so G is done, 1 through 5. Now we're going to go to H. So we're at H1, authorization to open bids.
Thank you. Authorizations. Number 1, authorization to open bids. The Assistant Superintendent for Business and Operations, Director of Facilities and Operations, Purchasing Agent, and Assistant Purchasing Agent are hereby authorized to open bids for the school year July 1st, 26 through June 30th, 27. Number 2, authorization to make budget transfers. Be it resolved that the Superintendent of Schools is hereby authorized to make budget transfers for the school year July 1st, 26 through June 30th, 27, based on the authority granted by Section 170.2L of the Commissioner's Regulations. Such transfers may be made between and within functional unit appropriations for teacher salaries and ordinary contingent expenses. Transfers of $10,000 or more shall be approved by the Board President or, in the President's absence, the Board Vice President. Report of all transfers will be reported to the Board of Education as part of the monthly treasurer's reports. Number 3, authorization for approval of attendance at workshops, conferences, and conventions. The Superintendent of Schools is hereby authorized to approve, and the Board shall ratify the attendance with expenses of staff at local, regional, and national workshops, conferences, and conventions for the school year July 1st, 26 through June 30th, 27, in accordance with Board of Education Policy 6830. The Board of Education shall, by duly adopted resolution, approve the attendance with expenses of the superintendent or members of the Board of Education at local, regional, and national workshops, conferences, and conventions for the school year July 1st, 26 through June 30th, 27, in accordance with the Board of Education Policy 6830. Number 4, authorization for the superintendent to apply for grants and aid, state and federal. The Superintendent of Schools is hereby authorized to apply for grants and aid, state and federal, in accordance with the grants fiscal year July 1st, 26 through June 30th, 27, or the fiscal year September 1st, 26 through August 31st, 27. Number 5, authorization to maintain membership in the Nassau County Schools Cooperative Self-Insurance Plan for Workers' Compensation. Whereas the Board of Education desires to manage its exposure to workers' compensation liability, whereas the Board of Education has determined that membership in a cooperative is the most economical and efficient manner in which to administer and manage the district's workers' compensation liability, and whereas the Board of Education shall evaluate its participation in cooperative each year. Be it resolved that the Board of Education maintain its membership in the Nassau County Schools Cooperative Self-Insurance Plan for workers' compensation for the 26-27 school year. Number 6, Approval of rotational list of impartial hearing officers. The Board of Education hereby approves the current New York State Education Department's rotational list of impartial hearing officers and authorizes the board president or the vice president in the president's absence to appoint an impartial hearing officer when a request for an impartial hearing has been filed with the district pursuant in part 200 of the regulations of the Commissioner of Education. And finally, in this section, number 7, authorization to maintain memberships with NSSBA and NYSSBA, NYSSBA. The board authorizes maintaining the district's membership with the Nassau-Suffolk School Board Association and New York State School Board Association for the 26-27 school year. All in favor? That's 5. And I'll pass this over to our policy committee for board policy review.
Thank you, Madam President. For board policy, for the public's awareness, and just as a reminder for all of us, these are done at our annual meeting. We will reaffirm, so I'll do it in 2 steps if the board is okay. If I'll call your attention to the reaffirm policies, these include our code of conduct, for example, student rights and responsibilities, student dress code, reporting violations, disciplinary penalties. No changes were made to these. We are just reaffirming them as is to be in effect for the school year. So I'd like to ask for a vote from the board to reaffirm the existing code of conduct policy that are listed. That's 5, Nicole. And then the policies that we had under review, which are second and final, so I'll call your attention to the copies that are at your desk. For policy 5300.65, so it has to do with visitors to the school. And as a reminder, these were the edits that were made were not contextual that would change the meaning of the policy. Rather, they were to align with our current operating principles. So for example, making use of email. So if a student's going to be dropped off or picked up early, that is to be notified by the parent or guardian via email. And so we've taken out calling the attendance office. In particular, at the secondary school, the communication is via email with respect to early pickup or drop off. You can leave a voicemail, but that will not be checked just based on, personal experience and if folks have done that. So email is the best way, and copy your student is my recommendation. That's not in the policy, but you do have to email them. Continuing along through the
Can I
remainder.
offer one point there?
Absolutely, Dr. Pillay.
No, thank you. Where it says parents should, I think potentially in picking up, dropping off section 1, I think it potentially should say parents/guardians. Just very simple, just adding that language there. So if you want to look here, Mariana, just parents/guardians. It's already changed to parents should.
Oh, it should have, it didn't carry
Yeah,
over
just go
from the
ahead.
sentence above, yes. So the beginning of the sentence says the parent/guardian must email.
There we go.
So it was a carry through, would be similar to the red line, parent/guardian. So
Perfect.
where there's parent, it is, first in sentence would be carried throughout.
See that, Nicole? Thank you. Thank you.
Good eagle eye, Dr. Pelletier.
Dina gave
You
it.
had your coffee this morning. Some others
Dina gave
did
it to
not.
me. I'm not taking credit for it. Dina gave it to me. Thank you.
Yeah, absolutely, please.
Is there a way IT can work out where if somebody leaves a voicemail, I could send the voicemail in an email form?
Well, that's a good idea.
You have different
Yeah,
Some people,
technology.
Yeah,
We'll have to
we'll have to look into that.
look at it.
Maybe that's yeah.
Take a look at it.
Fancy. That's a good one. That's fancy. No, we should be able to do that.
doctor's offices do that.
Yes. Where it will, there's a certain app,
You writing that down?
there's a functionality where
I'll just check and see.
voicemail gets transcribed into an email. So there could be a secure mechanism to do that.
Parents call. I mean, we can't stop people from calling.
Oh, absolutely. It just, my note earlier, and that's a good point, is they may not grab it until
In time, yeah, of
Time.
course.
because students have to be picked up by, I think, the last pickup, and we'll have to confirm this, is like 2:50 to be able to sign them out, because they have to sign them out and before, the buses do their rotation. So there is a process.
Yeah.
Yeah, but it helps streamline everything. I think that would be excellent to take advantage of modern technology. Okay, so moving right along, arrivals at school campus. This was also, as I mentioned, to reflect the current process that's in place insofar as, I'll point your attention to the red lines where parents need to show a driver's license, passport, or state-issued non-driver's license as form of ID. They will be required, just as I was mentioning, to sign in before issuing a visitor's pass or signing out, departing. So parents or parent guardian do need to come to the front desk to sign students out early. We also updated in section B as it relates to adding the SCA, so Parent Association was in there, but we also added Parent Association for Special Education, PACE. That was under section 2B. And so you can see through, carried along some of the visitor log to also include the visitor pass. And then the remaining changes on page 5, similar to what I mentioned earlier with pickup and drop off, indicating email. And then for the elementary school at Muncie Park, elementary school and Shelter Rock. So it's just grammatical to change the order to and. So some of those are more not substantive changes, but grammatical follow-up to ensure cohesiveness to the policy on what currently is being operated in practice. So outside of those changes, the recommendation was that this was a second and final because we did review some of this at our prior board meeting. So do I have a approval for a second and final on the visitors policy 5300.65 visitors to the school? And Nicole, that is 5. And then the next one is do we not have the, oh, no, we didn't. Oh, yes, that's correct. Sorry, we just had a copy of the first reading to that policy. Back to you.
Yeah.
Oh, thanks, Nicole. Sorry about that. So reaffirmation of the policies under section 2 here. So we have the Board of Education reaffirms the following policies for the school year effective July 1, 26 through June 30th, 2027. And these are policies 1900 parent involvement, 1900E parent involvement exhibit. And just as a reminder, these are all attached to the agenda so you can pull up the PDFs of these files. So in addition to 1900E, we have 6240 investments, 6710 purchasing authority, 6700 and 6700R, which is the regulation on purchasing policy and regulation. No changes were made to these policies. These were also listed for reaffirmation at this meeting. With that, do I have a vote to reaffirm these policies? And that is 5, Nicole. And now we are up to official newspapers.
Thank you. So for J, official newspapers, the Manhasset Press and Long Island Business News are hereby designated the official newspapers of the district for the school year July 1st, 26 through June 30th, 27. All in favor? That's 5. Okay, approval of board meeting dates for the remainder of the 26-27 school year. The board approves the enclosed list of board meeting dates and locations for the remainder of the 26-27 school year. All in favor? That's 5. L, mileage reimbursement rate. The mileage reimbursement rate is hereby set at the IRS mileage reimbursement rate in effect at the time of travel. All in favor? That's 5. M, setting of substitute teacher rate of pay. The substitute teacher rate of pay is hereby established as elementary, 130 per day, and secondary, 150 per day. Retired Manhasset teachers shall be paid at a substitute rate of pay of elementary 150 and secondary 170. All in favor? That's 5. And motion to adjourn, actually, before we adjourn, we would do a public comment? Or do we?
We're going to do that during the regular meeting.
Oh, got it. Okay,
Yep.
thank you. And motion to adjourn at the annual organization meeting. All in favor? And that's 5. Thank you. Thank you. Meeting. Call to order our regular session. Verification of quorum. That's 5. And our approval of minutes from this is from our June 30th, 2026 meeting, as well as our June 18th, 2026 meeting. All in favor? That's 5. This is C, this is our regular agenda amended. Acceptance of a gift from the Manhasset Booster Club. The Board of Education, I'm not sure what was that.
So just to clarify on this section, although the check came directly from the Manhasset Booster Club, many of our community members are the ones who made that formal amount. So the amount is $81,250, but there's several families and agencies that contributed. So that's all listed on the board.
Read them.
Read them. The donations were by Ryan Keys Memorial, Schneider, Beber, Murphy, Post, Malagirios, Manhasset PAL, Bichelle, Pye, Linder, Gagliardi, Power 10, Keo, Mondiello, and Manhasset Booster Club. But this doesn't limit everybody. You're more than welcome to continue contributing towards the athletic hallway. Thank you.
Work's actually underway as we speak, and they're making great progress. So I'm looking forward to the outcome.
That is fantastic. Huge thank you to all of our donors and those considering donating.
These are very large donations. Thank you. So all in favor in accepting these donations? That's 5. Number 2, acceptance of gift to district from PAL baseball and softball. The Board of Education of Manhasset Union Free School District gratefully acknowledges and authorizes the administration to accept a gift of approximately $7,000 to $9,000 from the PAL baseball and softball to be used to install a shed at the secondary school near their softball field. All in favor? We're so fortunate.
I have a question. Does that mean we're going to get rid of the storage containers of the shed? I just
One has nothing to do with the other.
triple check.
We are going to get rid of those storage containers within this next year, I believe, although I believe that this past year too, but a lot does go into that. We have to make sure that what we have in there are desks, those things that are available to us, and primarily the Frolic is a big piece of that we have access to those. So we are going to swing those. We're going to remove one. This is going to happen in August. You ready for this?
Wow.
Sooner than that. I have breaking
shouldn't even
news
say
sooner than
this.
yours.
Hit me in the head with that gavel, all right? And then okay, so we're going to swing one of those right out of here completely. We're going to just condense and one's going to be out. Then there's 2 left that are going to go in the back, kind of around that area where we eventually want to put some maybe an extension to the building or something like that, an area that we've discussed in the back there by that area that comes out by the wrestling room, that nook kind of over there. There's a garden there. We have to be careful. We're not going to mess with the garden, but up against the building there, we want to temporarily put 2 storage containers there. And then we can pull them out of the parking lot. We want to put a wooden barrier along our property and Long Island Railroad there and put additional parking there that we've been talking about for a while. And then at some point, if we do some work with our bleachers and our vision for the future, we can actually build facilities, storage underneath potentially the bleachers, and we'll get rid of both of those containers and put them hopefully under the bleachers. So long story short, that's the vision.
It's happening sooner than you think. I already know they're clearing it out.
From your lips to we're up to CASA.
And
I believe there's a type, I believe that number there, Nicole, you have the gift form? Do you have it? It's 150,000. Okay, thank you. So there's a little bit of a.
okay, thank
bit of
you.
a typo there, right? It's 150,000.
Acceptance of gift to district from CASA. The Board of Education of Manhasset Union Free School District gratefully acknowledges and authorizes the administration to accept a gift of $150,000 from CASA organization to be used to support and strengthen the program needs of CASA. Thank you so much. That's such a large gift. All in favor? That's 5.
If I could speak to that for a
Yes.
second, Nadia, just CASA is donating their funds from Manhasset to the schools. And we will, the schools, the district itself, continue the legacy, the rich and long-lasting legacy and strong and important legacy of CASA in this community. And our work, their work against substance abuse will continue, headed by our district. I've been working a lot with Laura Peterson on this and Rich Rhoda and our team here, and we will kind of lay that out as we move forward. But speaker series, the work that we've been doing with our kids, having important people in to talk with our kids, our programs, the wizards, all those things. We want to make sure that we continue those things. But CASA felt that it was time for them to take a step back and we would take a step forward. And so they made this very healthy and generous donation to help facilitate that. So we thank them.
Very generous. Thank you. So,
You did vote on it. Did you vote on it? Just CASA?
and the policy review, we did that in the last one, so we'll skip over that. Personnel, D. Did everybody have time to review prior to? Does anybody have any questions?
I have a comment, and it's the same comment I said last year. To look through those pages and pages of names, it's really energizing and exciting to see that all of our staff and teachers not only teach in the classroom and work in their offices, but find time to contribute for our kids after school, before school, for sports, for activities. And reading through that list, gets me really excited for September and really appreciate all the hard work everyone puts in. So.
There is a great deal of work that goes into that. Dina's job is year-round, really. And as people start to slow down and think, oh, summer's here, I guess you're going to get a break. And that is not what happens in that office ever. And so I appreciate her efforts, her staff, the principals who have sat in with us at hiring committees and meetings and whatnot. And that work is always ongoing. But yes, it is an exciting time. We got some great candidates coming in and some returning folks as well that we're very happy to continue to work with.
Thank you, Allison. And thank you, Dina. So,
Let's vote to approve that.
did we, go through
Yes,
the-
yeah, we can do that as well. You can do resolution to.
Okay. So, resolution to approve the mass appointments? Or, we'll go through 1, 2, and 3? Okay. And then resolution to approve the mass aside letter? All in favor? That's 5-0. And then the consent agenda, and I'll just read through the titles unless, and then, yeah, and then if you have any questions, please feel free to interject. So the number 1 is just a motion, but number 2 is, the subject is CSE, CPSC, Section 504 minutes, ratification of conference request, approval of new trustee member to attend mandatory training seminars. You could do those online as well. There's in-person and online, and it's whatever works with your schedule or your interest. Okay, of course. Perfect. Appointment of member to the Manhasset Athletic Advisory Committee, MAC. Appointment of member to the CSE Finance Committee. Appointment of member to the CSE Audit Committee. Approval of agreement with Manhasset After School Experience. approval of agreement with Labor Education and Community Services Agency, extension of food services contract, tax levy resolution, transfer of funds to TRS Reserve Subfund, transfer of funds up to $2 million to 2018 Capital Reserve Fund, approval of change orders, and I guess should I read that, or that's just part of the consent?
Yeah, you don't have.
Okay. Approval to access technology equipment. Approval of claims report for the period ended June 2026, and that's the close of the fiscal school year. All in favor?
I had one quick
Yes, of course.
question for Gerard. So I was more curious, just because when we did our budget and we talked about the tax levy, why now? Were there any changes to highlight? I mean, it looks consistent, but what was the latest?
So the tax levy has to be set, and that's sent over to the town of Northampton. And this also includes the library.
Okay.
So we have to include the library because we're like a pastor. We collect the money for them.
That's right.
To the library. That's why this is done. This has to be done by before August 15th. So I guess the August meeting is after August 15th. So that's why it's typically done at the reorg meeting. And
Okay. Thank you for that reminder. Okay.
And then is that like a guesstimate that goes into the previous?
that is the number from the library. They submit the number, and this is our tax levy. So that is the 3.44% increase. So these are the exact numbers. And then you'll see the sheet. There's like used to be a long form. I guess there's a short form now that everybody signs, every board member signs. And it should match these numbers.
Okay. Thank you. But it goes into the appropriate school year.
Yes, this is for the 26-27 school year.
Okay, thank you. And we've already seen this is uploaded, but even though we're just reading through it, the board members have already received all of these documents and read through them prior to this meeting. So we're just going through this now as the consent agenda and voting on it, but we've all had time to read through all of these documents, and they're all posted publicly on our board docs and accessible at all times for the public. All in favor? That's 5-0. And upcoming items of interest, our next board meeting is August 18th. We finalize our elementary sections as we get closer to knowing our enrollment at that time, as well as knowing how many students we're potentially looking at as coming into our schools. And September 24th, we review out, Dr. Pelletieri and Dr. Chosky will give us a presentation on our district priorities and goals for the 26-27 school year. And that'll be at 7 p.m. in the community room, in this room here. And public comment? Oh. And just one quick note. I know we had there was a change.org.
Yes.
And just to, share, I think it was for an interest in having looking for property for a swimming pool, and something that the board was just discussing. Obviously, that's something that would be able to go into an operating budget, but something that we've been looking at is just pursuing a bond. And whatever decisions that would be made wouldn't be made on a board level. It would be putting together a long-term facilities planning committee, and the community, that would be the community's input and feedback that would be presented to the board of different projects. So feedback of what the community is interested in, as well as our staff is interested in, our student needs, and as our community's changing and our student needs are changing, and all of that feedback is super valuable. And those are things that go into capital improvements and bond work. And that's something that we're actively pursuing and appreciate hearing about. So we welcome all of that feedback. And if anybody else has anything else to add, and Dr. Pelletieri, Dr. Chowsky, please.
No, I know in talking to some community members, I mean, we have, there are many students who are on the swim team and they're often traveling at great lengths and early mornings to go to their swim meets. So, I think it's something that we can look at while we're looking at kind of the facilities as a whole. Not to give unrealistic expectations, as folks can appreciate, there's not a lot of space on the campus, but we would look to see, all aspects. And then, as you mentioned, Nadia, having a committee around facilities kind of weighing in and getting community input would be critical.
That's it, right? Motion to adjourn our public session. It's 5. Thank you.